the information that I'm presenting today mainly came from the reading of the Mystical Qabalah by Dion, as well as the Tree of Life Oracle card set by David Wells, artwork by Roberta Orpwood, and I'll put the information for those down in the description. And there are many books that are available to you, and you know, highly recommend you explore those because this is just what I've gotten so far. And this, when we're done here today, is not even as populated as my personal notes are. So this is just a basic understanding. Following the path of the lightning strike, after Bina, you come down here to Chesed. And you'll notice that there's a faint circle here. That's the hidden sephiroth, and we'll discuss that later. But for now, from Bina to Chesed, which is mercy. It's also known as Gedula. So when you're reading, you might see it referred to as Gedula. So I'm going to put that on there. This is the concept of the benevolent king. This is abundance, balanced structure, grand plans for his kingdom. Okay, everything's going good. Boom, we pierced down through the veil. Everything's good. But we all know this is how I understand it. Sometimes too much of a good thing is not so good. Right? So when you come over here, then we have Geburah. And I hope I'm saying all of these things correctly. So Geburah, excuse me, is severity. And this is the also known as strength, discipline, balance. This is the warrior king. This is when things are getting out of hand, has to be reined in. Okay, the fact that it's the feminine side at this point makes me always think it's the mother who's come out and she's like, okay, you've had your fun. I've had enough now. It's time to settle down. All right, putting them in their place. And then after Geburah, we come down here to Hippareth. And Tiphareth is beauty. And this one's really important in my understanding. I mean, look at how many different things are engaging with Tiphareth. Okay, this one for us in our personal world, this is very important. So this is balanced. It's the Redeemer. It's kind of holding that tension and that balance between all of these different concepts. The benevolent king and the warrior king. And then we'll get down here and you'll see that holds true. This is also joy. but it's likewise, it's sacrifice. Okay, this is when they say that if you're compromising properly, both people should come away a little bit happy and a little bit unhappy with the outcome because it's a give and take thing. So that's where Tippereth is, the Redeemer, sitting right there. And the path from Chesed over here to Geberah is the path of strength. Not necessarily a show of violence or anything, but that strength to balance it out, hold it together, so to speak. I like to put this infinity symbol here that just sort of reminds it for me. All right. Now, from Geberah down to Tippereth, the path is justice. Lots of balance in these concepts. You know, the strength card in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot is the maiden subduing the lion, but she's not doing it by force. So it's that balance. And the justice, the scales of balance also. Now we can talk about this line, this path from Kether down to Tippereth. And that is the High Priestess. This is the behind the scenes, the inner knowing, the intuition that pierces through the veil of the abyss to the Redeemer so that they have a gut feeling, an understanding of how to kind of hold all this together. Right? Then it's informed as well by what's coming down from left and right, but straight down from the source is your intuition. So then over here we have the Emperor. From the divine masculine down, we have the Emperor. He is authority, the information, the wisdom from father to son, the confident leader. Okay. And then from the divine father down to the benevolent king, and this will eventually filter down to the Redeemer. So we have from the divine masculine, the father, to the benevolent king, we have the Hierophant. Now he's bringing the wisdom down to the people. Okay. He is often shown as a pope or a priest of some sort. He is bringing this wisdom down directly to the people through the benevolent king. Now, the benevolent king then sends it down to the Redeemer through the Hermit. The Hermit card is sort of someone who is going to follow their own counsel, their own inner knowing. So he's making up his own mind. And you can see how all these things are layered, but they all have similar concepts, right? So then Bina, the divine feminine coming in and informing the Redeemer, is the lover's path, the combining of two energies bonding to make something, partnerships. And then Vina coming down to the warrior king, gotta rein everything in, gotta keep it in control and on track. That would be the chariot. Keep those two horses moving together so that you can keep it on the straight and narrow, right? Also the dual, the two horses, the lovers, the two people or two energies. So that sort of echoes there as well. And then of course the justice, which is the balancing of the scales. All right, now this makes a second triangle, if you notice. And that triangle is called the ethical triangle, or even the, soul triangle. And if you notice, whereas the top triangle is pointing up, its focus is the all, the source. Now our triangle is starting to take that energy and it's starting to focus it downward towards the physical world. So that is the ethical or the soul triangle. It's mystical. Tippereth here is the center, and it's a bit of a spinning point, a pivot point, all right, where things are going around. It's going to spin because when we get down here, we're going to notice all of a sudden the feminine concepts are over here. So as we're turning our attention away from source, where the feminine is on the left, masculine's on the right, and as we turn our attentions, we're switching our perspective and our viewpoint. And now we'll see here, we're going to have the feminine over here. I also want to point out that Tippereth is probably the highest point that can be perceived by a physical mind. It's kind of that great light at the end of the tunnel. It's, can be known as the sun. Okay, so it's kind of the logos, the sun through whom we can access the all, the Father and the Mother, the divine.